So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our journey and our discussion of planets through Navamsa Chart in Vedic Astrology. And in this particular video, let's try to understand our dear planet Mars placement in the 10th house of your D-9 chart. What are going to be the results, positive and negative, that are particularly associated with this placement? Let's try to understand in this particular video. Now, the very first thing, 10th house of the D9 chart is the amplification factor. Any planet which is actually going into this 10th house have the capacity to enhance and amplify the Karak Tattva and the significance of that particular Graha. So basically, when the planet like Mars is coming up there, it's going to be amplifying all the qualities and characteristics of the planet Mars. We will cover that part in more detail in this video. Second main point, this is also the house which also represents the fortune, or how fortunate you are going to be in your life, specifically from the relationship, marriage and the married life aspect. And even if you want to exactly determine the prosperity, money and wealth specifically in your own chart, the 10th house is going to play a very important role. Any planet which is posited in the 10th house of the D9 chart have the capacity to bring wealth into your own life. Okay. The utilization of wealth is going to be totally dependent over where your 10th house lord is moving, but this planet have the capacity, or 10th house have the capacity to bring wealth into your own life. Apart from this, any sort of combined career options between the husband and the wife. You see, sometimes people are getting married, and after their marriage, husband and wife, they are having a combined career options, maybe sometime opening up some restaurant energy, some food business, some jewelry or some any other businesses actually. So combined business operations are also seen through this house. And this is also the house which shows the intensification factor, like how intensely you are going to be going into your own life at the time of chasing the direction of wealth and specifically the financial security. So this house is actually going to play a very important role, because I will tell you, 10th house is not only the direction of career, it's the happiness also. If you look from the 7th house, this 10th house is becoming the 4th house of the spouse and life partner. So the happiness of the marriage, married life aspect is also going to be somewhat dependent over there. Now, the very first thing, if the planet like Mars is going to be coming up there, there is going to be a lot of action orientedness which is going to be present up there. And that is with regards to both people, okay. Suppose before marriage you are not that much active in making certain decisions and choices in your life. As soon as this energy of Mars is entering into your life, this is becoming activated. So immediately this have the capacity to first of all create a very go-getter kind of a personalities, or extremely action oriented kind of a people that actually have the capacity to do something, achieve something and then able to do something big in their own life. Because Mars is the planet which also governs the ambitions actually. It's a fiery planet, okay, and Mars also represents the urja, the level of energy which is present inside you. So in the 10th house, what Mars is going to be doing here, all of its urja, energy, is actually going towards providing for the family. And here I'm not only talking about with regards to the relationships, marriage and the married life aspect in general, it's also with regards to the family aspect and in society also. Because Mars in the 10th house is going to be becoming overly mature kind of a graha. So here Mars is also bothered much about other people at the same time. Mars is not only looking into the small factors, Mars have the capacity to actually look into the bigger picture of the life also. And that is where Mars energy is pretty constant and very enthusiastic in nature. Secondly, Mars in the 10th house is also going to be creating a lot of adventure in your own life. Now, by mean to say adventure, actually, it's the risk-taking appetite of a person. Specifically, in order for you to go into the field of business, making money through investment or doing anything risky. This Mars in the 10th house actually have the capacity to take some big risks actually, okay. So this is that a risky planet. Have you seen many people, suppose after getting married, they are going to raise their own children. So if the family is going to be very conservative, specifically father and mother, so they are going to ask their children not to do this thing or not to do that thing. Whereas few parents are going to be pretty confident upon their child to do something, and even if you are failing in your life, keep on doing whatever you are doing. So this is that energy of the Mars which is going to be transmuted in the blood also, because Mars is also the planet which represents the blood. Blood means the lineage actually. Okay, so the lineage is also going to be seen through this planet Mars. How strong you will be able to maintain your lineage into the forward direction. So Mars pretty much have the capacity to impact and create a positive impact in that area. Now there are also going to be certain negative aspects which are connected with this graha. Specifically, if the Mars is debilitated, yes, in the sign of Cancer, Mars is forming affliction with Ketu, also with Rahu, but specifically with Ketu. Mars with Scorpio receiving hemming factor from some other Agni Tattva graha like Surya, Mars and Saturn Sun conjunction. And if there is some other hemming factor involved up there, or if this Mars is negatively afflicted in the Kundali, what will happen? This Mars then have the capacity to take a totally wrong direction in the life actually. By mean to say wrong direction, this placement, Mars actually have the capacity to make you thief also. Very clever tactical kind of a person who have the capacity to do something which is harmful for other people. So Mars is not thinking twice or thrice whether what I'm doing it's going to be impacting other people or not. So Mars is going to be becoming a pretty much worrisome kind of a planet. It's like openly Mars have received the command of a journal of like you need to shoot up. Okay, so Mars will be like, okay, I will shoot everything up there, whatever is coming in my way. And many a times if the dignity of the Mars is compromised up there, Mars will start shooting their own family members, their own wife and their own kids as well. And that is the most negative side of this graha. If the support of some other benefic planet is going to be there, Mars have the capacity to actually control its urja and going to give you or deliver the result into the positive side. But it depends over any positive aspect of this Mars which is present up there. Thirdly, you also need to check over the zodiac signs of the Mars, specifically in the D1 chart. Okay, look at your D1 chart and look where the sign of Aries and the sign of Scorpio is falling, because these are the particular areas which are getting amplified in the 10th house. I told you, 10th house is amplification factor. Everything is going to be getting amplified up there. So you need to pay attention towards which planets are actually or which, look at the zodiac signs, like what are the houses which are controlled by Aries and Scorpio. Now these houses, suppose these are money and wealth houses, so the money and wealth picture is going to be getting overly amplified up there. If for example it's connected with the education houses, so education is getting amplified. And Mars in the core also signifies the real estate also. Now afflicted Mars is going to be creating a lot of battles, first of all between you and your family, you and your father, and even your father is also going to be in battle with the siblings actually. So you will not be able to receive your equal amount of share even after the death of the some of your family members also. You will not be able to receiving that share, because Mars in the 10th house, if the dignity is compromised all the time throughout your life, you will face certain problems over the real estate, inheritance, or maybe at the time of purchasing a property, buying a property, not be able to purchase the property at that exact location, and after purchasing you will be like regretting that decision, like, oh my goodness, I bought a property, now it's not up to the mark, maybe I will be able to sell it and purchase the new property. So if the dignity is going to be compromised, real estate is also not going to be giving you that optimal result. But if it is very headstrong, I have seen many billionaires also, specifically with Mars in the 10th house, single planet, no any other benefic. Many people are saying benefics in the 10th house will give wealth. No, benefic will only give the easy wealth. Jupiter will give easy wealth. Venus is going to give you easy wealth. Planet like Mars is going to be giving you wealth the hard way. Okay, by mean to say giving the wealth the hard way, it means there's going to be much effort involved in reaping out that benefit. So whosoever is going to be first generation billionaires or millionaires, these first generation people, they are going to be having that strong Mars into their 10th house of the D9, and similarly into the D1 chart also. Because I will tell you, if you are a man watching this video, okay, and your Mars is very, very powerful, Mars will not be able to do compromise. Mars is a very headstrong energy. So if Mars is going to be doing something, it will do that thing. This is not going to cry like a small baby, oh my goodness, how can I deal with this issue, or how can I solve the problem? It's not like that. Mars is that headstrong energy that have the capacity to go really very headstrong. Marriage is also like a battle in the 21st century. In order for you to look after your family, your kids, your wife and your complete family, right now you are in the battleground. So Mars understands the picture of that battleground actually. So even if some other person is going to be shooting at the Mars, Mars also have the capacity to shoot them back actually. Okay. If you want to check whether the Mars is going to be fully equipped with some heavy weapons like whether the Mars is sitting in a tank or having that maybe AK-47 or some other kind of thing. So it means look at the dignity and the support system which this Mars is getting. Whether the Mars is receiving some friendly support up there, and also do check its placement into the D1 chart actually. Because from the D1, Mars is going to be bringing something up there. The seed will going to be up there, but the seed will grow and going to give you fruits only in the D9 chart actually. So in order for you to check the fruits, you need to look into that D9 chart. But if the dignity is going to be compromised, then the results are going to differ a lot. So I hope you have gained some basic idea with regards to Mars placement in the 10th house. Regarding any queries and consultations, you can just drop me an email. Any marriage, career, business, spiritual consultation, do let me know. Make sure to subscribe my channel below. Hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. You can send me super thanks also in contribution to my work which I am doing up there, because any small contribution from your side will help me to feel more motivated to create more such content over the YouTube platform. It requires Mars energy to continuously produce that videos actually. So Mars is that continuous flow of energy. And till then, please take care, and I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye and dishum dishum.